Well, hello there. Um, I'm a little bit sick today. However, I thought that I could enjoy a little bit of like a chill game. And one such game that I couldn't actually run previously, that my computer is perfectly fine with now, is called Transport Fever 2. Now, I've actually played the first game in the series, and I think I've even streamed it, but my old GPU couldn't actually run this and stream it at the same time with like a decent frame rate. And now I should actually be able to do that. I could go and set like an FPS limit of 60 and see how well that goes for me. Now, this game is a little bit like the old open TTD games. So like the Transport Tycoon Deluxe. However, this one's in 3D and perhaps has the best UI out of any game like this. Now, we're gonna just do the free play mode, I think, because it's pretty chill. There's various different biomes that you can choose to play in. We could start out with the dry one. It's gonna be like almost a desert of sorts. And also there's various different map sizes that you can go for, which of course affects how much stuff there is going on, how long the map will take to generate. And you can also make the map like long, for example. So you can organize everything along like a central railroad or something like that. I think we're gonna go for a square map, for now at least. There's also towns that you need to support with goods, and that you will be able to transport passengers and mail between, as well as industries which, produce said goods. And of course you can change how difficult the terrain is gonna be. I want something with rivers because there are boats in the game, yes, but something where navigating across those rivers wouldn't be like super difficult. This actually looks kinda nice. So, let's just go for it. And, in contrast to some other games, out of the box, you get 3 types of vehicles. You have European vehicles, you have American vehicles, and also Asian ones. Which I think I'm gonna go for these because eventually we're gonna have really cool trains. However, the early locomotives, probably like some of the Russian designs or whatever. Also, the game has various time periods. We could start out in like 1850, but the game would be extremely slow paced. So I think we're just gonna go with like the early 20th century. Also, hey Polly, welcome in. Oh, we can also change how many different types of cargo city needs. Okay. Anyways, I think this will be good enough for now. If you want, you can go to like a custom difficulty, and there's just like, oh, there's also a no end year mod. So eventually old vehicles reach sort of their end of life where you can't really purchase them, I don't think. But I think we're just gonna go with like the default game for now. Wait, why did it regenerate? No, the map is fine, Also, I hope you're having a lovely day, Polly. Welcome in. My throat is still kind of killing me. I might have a cold. Meow meow. Now, I will kind of have to keep an eye on the encoder to make sure that the GPU isn't overloaded. Because this game is graphically both kind of pretty, but also taxing, even with its Vulkan renderer. You can probably get it running even on older GPUs, but most likely not record, stream, and play at the same time. That's a bit of a mess. Yay. Okay, here we are. So yeah, we have this sort of huge square map, which has a bunch of towns in it. And you can truly zoom in quite close and see a bunch of details and whatnot, you know? There's the rivers. Although crossing these will be quite difficult if we try to do it in the middle. There are roads, however. And also, we can see that this town, for example, needs a variety of goods. We need bread, and we need basically machines, which need to be produced. So here, for example, we can make some bread, but for that we need wheat. And here we can get some wheat. So that's like a very simple chain. Yay. Now, for the actual machines, it's a bit more difficult. We do need steel and planks, but to get steel, we need 2 types of different ores. And for planks, we need to get wood and change that into planks. So we're looking at a whole bunch of industry that we need to make happen. As for the other towns, who knows? Oh yeah, also I think my scrolling speed is a bit high and chaotic. So let's just go to the default. Here we are. Okay, this one needs fuel and tools. Fuel is also a little bit complex, but luckily we can probably figure it out here somewhere. Yeah, that's a problem. The industries are not always located next to each other. So I think my first step is just scouting the map out and seeing what I actually want to use. Now, if I want, I can go to like a list of industries and sort of look at what sorts of products I care about. So for example, we make bricks or construction materials here, and the little boxes all across the map. Yeah, okay, this is super hard. This is also kind of hard. This one is easier. And Shanghai. We have Shanghai over here. Damn. I think I'm just gonna start with providing the bread and maybe getting some, like, rail lines between cities going. Now, because this is not a long distance, we can just lay down some roads. For real, for real. Now, we could also just make any transport go here, or we can take a little shortcut. And this is where some of the beauty of the game becomes apparent, because it's super easy to build roads how you want to. This is very much like a free-form building game. From here on out, we have the buildings. We're gonna add a cargo station for trucks and stuff. So this one will be connected to the farm, which is gonna produce grain. Then we're gonna need one for the bread, like this. Now it is a little bit raised. You can actually see the more we need to alter the terrain, the more expensive things get. So sometimes you can save a little bit of money by just, you know, figuring out what works best. And here we can see that we need to provide a bunch of bread to the town. And each of these stations, they have like a sort of catchment area. So like, for example, I can't cover all of the town with just one station. But luckily, it doesn't seem like I need to. Now, if I was interested, I could just build my own little roads in the town. And as the town gets bigger, there will actually be buildings that start popping up around these roads. So I can do some like city planning myself, actually. Yeah. I'll probably want like a rail line going from here to there, but that's for us to figure out later. I can also just bulldoze buildings that get in the way. The problem is that it is like extremely freaking expensive. I don't know. Okay, and the other part of the puzzle that we're missing is a road depot. So we just plop a building like this down somewhere. And now the sort of main part of the game comes into view. We create transport lines. So I'm gonna call this 0101. Yangon food. And I'm gonna add a route that goes from the grain to the bread. And then I'm gonna add another one, which takes the bread to the town. Now you can name these however you want. I just try to have some semblance of order and stuff. There we go. Oh wait, it didn't get added. Okay, there we go. You can actually see how everything is laid out and calculated. That I can't English today. Pain. If we wanted to, we could also place down waypoints to alter how the routes are structured. Like for example, let's place down a waypoint here. And now if we want the food trucks to take a different route so there are no like traffic jams and stuff, we can make it go through the waypoint and then to the town. It's gonna go in here and it's gonna go back through the long route. And there's gonna be less overlap, I guess. Yeah, this seems okay, I think. Now, what we do then is we go to the road depot and we buy some vehicles. Now, the old ones are just like horse-drawn carriages and stuff. I think we're gonna go with, with some trucks. Yeah. And we're gonna assign them to the food line. And there we go, we have a basic line set up. And it's gonna supply the town with goods. Now if we want, we can also follow an individual vehicle. And just speed the game up a little bit. So what happens once we have lines and vehicles assigned to them, they're gonna go to the pickup point, get the goods, and bring them to where they need to drop them off. Now you can control this process in a bunch of ways, but for now this is enough. So you can just look at the goofy vehicles. These are like the first cargo trucks. For real, for real. And here we go. First cargo on board. Oh wow. Now loading vehicles takes a little bit of time, even if the actual terminal has a bunch of stuff waiting. So sometimes you might have multiple terminals attached to one place that produces goods. Now we have a little bit of a problem in that most of those vehicles that are over there, they're going to pick up some bread, but they don't really have anything. So they're just gonna do one circle empty. What's more, we can look at the statistics for our lines. And we need to figure out the approximate frequency so that we transport all of the goods as needed. Because otherwise we might end up with like the place that produces and transports bread just kind of waiting for grain, or this being full of grain and there not being enough transport to take the food out. So yeah, it's a bit of a balancing act. I think I need to slow down. I'm just yapping. I'll drink some coffee. Surely that will fix me. Oh well. Also, yes, I'll do a little stretchy stretch. That is kind of painful though. because my back still hurts, and I have no idea why. Also, look, we're transporting some bread. Yay. One of the really cool things about this game is the sheer graphical fidelity that you get. Because there's everything from like horse-drawn carriages to very sort of modern-looking trains and planes and ships and everything. And every single vehicle in the game has a cool level of detail. Yay! And you can see the cargo and everything. Although, this is very, very jank and I should look for something better soon. Also, surprisingly, the GPU isn't struggling too much. It's sitting at around 80% usage, which for a game like this I'd say is actually pretty good. I did end up looking at how much frames per second I'd get in most games with like the Intel Arc A750 and 770, and honestly, not that much of an improvement upon the 580. I think I picked a decent GPU. And here we go, delivering our bread. Yay! So we can jump back to the normal speed, and we can actually see that this vehicle just made some money, and that is lovely. And we can also see that we're finally producing and transporting some of the bread. It's still very kind of slow, of course, and we might need to add a few more trucks that actually transport the ready-made goods. So like the current rate is 45, so we might need like 3 to 4 more vehicles, I think. Let's say 4. Yes? And assign them to this line. And here we go! Suddenly the rate is almost perfectly balanced. And I think this is really cool because not every game has UI that just makes sense like this does. And if we want, there's also a bunch of layers that we can have a look at. There's like the contour lines, so we can see how well our trains would go across slopes, except that most of this map is fairly flat. There's waters, so we can see whether any bridges would get in the way of ferries and such. There's land use, so we can get more insights about cities and how those are laid out. There's track speed limits, again, important for trains. Destinations where people want to travel. So for example, now we see that there's a bunch of private transportation between these two cities, and if we set up a rail line, we could transport those passengers with our own company stuff. And you know, we can see more information about the cargo we transport, some information about the stations, some street traffic. As the cities themselves grow, we're gonna see way more people just kind of driving around in their own cars. And you can even see where people live and where they work and all of that other stuff. That is so freaking cool. Oh yeah, also pollution apparently matters. This game is just so freaking cool, like, oh my gosh. Also, you're saying that the whole map is fairly flat, just like me. Oh no, that hits close to home. Pain. Eh. Okay, let's take down some of the roads, and we should build our own like train route. I know that trains are like the easiest way to bankrupt myself when it's this early on in the game, but there's a very sneaky detail in that I am dumb. I'm about to do an economic silly, for real, for real. Okay, this looks fine. And on this side as well. We basically want to create some new roads so that we use the train station kind of efficiently, you know? So people can actually get to it and from it. So let's build our first train station. It's gonna be... actually, I don't know. There's passenger stations and then there's also cargo stations. And I could go for a mix of both of those, honestly. Okay, we don't need this to be electrified, I don't think. And it doesn't have to be super long. Although rebuilding the... Oh, Polly just made me use only... Okay, Polly, thank you. This will surely not go horribly wrong, for real, for real. Okay, you know what? This is fine. I can do this. We're fine. We're gonna leave a little bit of a gap, just so we can do fancy things in the future. But for now, 80-meter long train, that works for me. So there's gonna be one here. And there's gonna be one in Shanghai. Wow. Historical accuracy, for real, for real. Except now I don't really have much of a catchment area here. That kind of sucks. Now, Polly, I'm gonna need to very slightly break the rules in that I'll need to create public transport throughout the city to actually take the people to the train station. However, instead of trucks, I could just use trams for that. Just go full big brain, you know? Yeah. That could actually work nicely. Oh, hey Sebi, welcome in. If you build a train station inside the city, they also need a truck station for pickup and unload of the goods. You actually do. I think the train station only has so much of an area where it can catch goods. And, you know, the buildings that need them. So what I could do is go to the road menu and just place down a cargo station and connect that to the rail. And then stuff from the rail station could be unloaded here. And then just, I could use trucks or whatever to bring stuff throughout the city. But most of the time, it's thankfully not too big of an issue. Yay. I'm gonna need trams. I absolutely will. Let's see. I don't even frickin' know where trams are, What's their, like, classification and stuff? Oh, wait, yeah. Tram track. So let's add some of those. And there's also an upgrade option where I can just choose to make certain bits of the town road into tram track. Only problem that sometimes it seems like it would just straight up remove buildings, and that's kind of horrible. Oh no. Frick! I don't know what I can do here. I'd need to take down half of the town to place tram tracks. Okay, Polly, we're gonna do something very clever, and we're gonna have car-shaped trams. For real, for real. Okay, look, these bus stations, they're totally for trams. Trust me, for real, for real. There's one here. And one here as well. And this line is gonna be like 02, 01, Yangon Public Transport. So there's this one here, this one here, this one, and this one. And boom, we have some public transport that covers basically all of the city as it is. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's fair. No trucks for cargo. So this covers Yangon, and we're also gonna bring a bunch of people to the actual train tracks. Now what we want to do is probably do the same in Shanghai. So we're gonna have a stop here, a stop here, a stop here, one here, and yeah, something like this. And a new line. Now, one of the things that makes this game better than most others out there is just how nice the UI is. You can just click around and everything just makes sense. Frick, that is great. Now, speaking of vehicles and buildings and stuff, I probably want another road depot. In Shanghai. Just so it's easier to have vehicles over here. Now we could then create a few passenger vehicles. Let's say 5. Okay, those are freaking expensive. Maybe 4 then. Look, we have little buses. Yay. They look so incredibly jank. But hey, if they work, they work. And we're gonna do the same for Yangon. So 5 of these. And once that is done, we can start working on the main train road, except that we have problems. Oh no, I built cargo stops. Why am I like this? These needed to be passenger stops. I am a dum-dum. See, different types of stops. I needed to build these. Luckily, not the end of the world. Oh, frick, I can just replace the existing ones. That's kind of cool. Would you look at that? Damn, this just makes sense. I can even fix it easily. And the catchment area is still fine, and it should just... Wait, does it clear the... Oh my gosh, no. It actually updated the whole line, meaning that I could just go in place and everything is fixed. This is insane. How the frick did the developers figure this out? Like, look, half of my issues just immediately disappeared. And it's just gonna work. That's crazy, what the frick? If that's not good, like, foresight on the part of developers, I don't know what is. Because like I created what's basically a cargo line and then in place fixed it because I wanted it to be a passenger line. And look, no more problems. This game is just like a step above the rest. For real, for real. Let's follow a vehicle for a few minutes. Oh, you can actually see people getting in the vehicle. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Now, as for the actual train line, we're in a bit of a fix because over here there's this like little ridge or whatever. We probably just want to go around that. Also, yeah, a rail line over this distance will probably cost us millions. But hey, that's like not the end of the world or anything. Now, with the rail lines, you also need to pay attention to how steep the turns are, because if you do like super sharp turns, then the locomotives won't be able to go quickly over there. Which isn't an issue with like the early ones, but later on you might have to rebuild a bunch of lines and that would be expensive and stuff. Also, I'm trying to kind of hug the terrain, just so this would be a bit less expensive as well. Because, for example, if I try going through a mountain, the game would absolutely let me do that and even make a tunnel, but that would be like insanely expensive. So instead, we're just going kind of following the little mountainous areas around and stuff. Like if you zoom in, you can see that we still need to clear some bumps, but in general, we're not digging through whole mountains or whatever. And yeah, this freeform construction is also like insanely cool. Like pulling this sort of functionality out of a mainstream game engine is kind of amazing, not gonna lie. Actually, on second thoughts, I don't know what this game runs in. It's probably not Unity, I don't think. We can go at about 80. That's fine. I think there should probably be a mode that follows the train more closely so I don't have to do this, but it's not the end of the world or anything. It's fine. Except for this bit where there's a literal mountain, so we kind of have to go around. Like, let's pull up the... yeah. If we pull up the contours, we can see that we're going through a little bit of a... what would I even call this? A depression. Only problem is that going through this bit might be a bit more expensive. Like, boop. 20k. And finally, we just kind of connect this bit to the actual station. Yeah. And that's a rail line. It will work. The only problem is that eventually we're gonna have more than one train running through this. And our options are either to segment the track and add little bits for the trains passing one another, or alternatively, just build a second train line besides the current one. And because we laid the track out so nicely, this won't be like super expensive, so we can just do that. And so we're gonna have two train lines besides one another. And trains get moved in both ways at the same time. Yay! I think the actual tracks might not end up being the most expensive part. Rather, it's gonna be the locomotives and the carriages and stuff. Okay, so something like this. Now, what we probably want is a way for the trains to switch from one of the tracks to the other. And most of the time you can just do like this sort of a crossing. As long as it doesn't actually like break anything or whatever. See, now we have a little like crossing. There's probably a technical term for this. It might even be in the tutorial, which this game has. I'm just like a dum-dum that didn't pay attention. And we might want to do the same on this side. A little bit off from the main bit. And here we are. Oh, construction not possible. Okay, that's a bit odd. Oh, here we go. Now, in contrast to roads, with trains you really want signals. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place a bunch of one-way signals. Oh right, this probably shouldn't be a one-way signal. Never mind, I'm dumb. Give me a second. I'm gonna fix this. I swear I can fix this. Yes, signals. Signals basically segment a track into like multiple parts. So that there can be more than one train on the track at the same time. I think I probably don't actually need to like segment the station bit, but that's fine. So if there was ever a crossing that went in this direction, we would want to put it in its own separate segment so that trains on either side just kind of wait for the others to pass and stuff. I do wonder whether there was a... Oh yeah, there probably is the possibility of adding these automatically. What happens if I click and drag? Oh, nothing. Never mind. Frick, I think OpenTTD had an option where you could automate these. But like, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. One like this, one like this. Now these are super freaking long, but that's fine, whatever. Yeah. And then some that go in the opposite direction. One here. One here. One here. Now, I will probably build this out more in the future and actually transport cargo on the same route, but for now this is like good enough. What we also want to do is actually have a depot, a train depot, where we will be able to both repair our current trains and like get new ones. For that to work, we're gonna need like a fairly flat area where we have access to both of those tracks. Let me demonstrate. So what we want is for trains that are coming this way to be able to pull off of the main tracks and go into the depot. And similarly for trains that I'm confuzzled. Wait, give me a second. Yeah, something like this. So either of the trains could come here and vice versa. Oh, I'm confuzzled. Wait, give me a second. Also, I'm probably doing something that isn't strictly necessary. Comes with being a confused cat girl. Okay, wait, no. Let me just destroy everything and think this over again. Good news, refunds, super freaking affordable, at least in the beginning. And any changes we do to the terrain also get reset. So yeah, we get to mess around a little bit. So, we have one stretch of track that's going here. If some trains are coming from this side, they need to be able to go into the depot. Same for trains coming from this side. However, if trains need to go on this track, then we still need them to be able to access the depot. This does not work. Why does this not work? Too much curvature. Frick. Okay, never mind. I think I need to start with the closest track. The one that's gonna have the most curvature. Like this. So trains that are coming out of the depot in that direction. Yes. Or trains that are coming into the depot from here. Or trains that are going out of the depot, but in this direction. Except this doesn't actually work. I think I'm having just too many crossings and stuff. Okay, yeah, I can't cram this much stuff into a single segment. What if, instead, I created these sort of ramps off and then combined them each into a single track? Like this. And something similar over here. Okay. There we go. Not pretty, but hey, it works. And as for the signals, yeah, we're gonna need to split this off. So we can go in that direction, we can go in this direction, we can go in this direction or that direction. Boom. Now our train depot is gonna handle any traffic in or out from here. And we should be able to buy some locomotives, only steam ones available for now, that are gonna transport people between the two big towns. We probably want something reasonably speedy, even if we don't care about how much it can, like, carry. Most likely 60 kilometers an hour is a good starting point, but it's more likely that we care for something that's actually, like, cheap to run. So for example, there's the PV class, and it can go at 64 kilometers an hour. And then we need passenger wagons. There's also some cargo ones, but we don't actually have any goods that we're gonna transport. I'm not sure if this actually had mail as a thing that you can transport, but Oh, frick, I just bought the train. Can I change it? Modify. There we go. A 60-meter long train. That works out. And we're probably gonna duplicate it. Oh, we don't have enough money. Okay, never mind. Hey, look! We have a proper line set up between these two cities. That's gonna transport people. Not too bad. And we're gonna call it 0401 Yangon Shanghai people. And so all we gotta do is go into our like train depot. Wait, where's our train? Oh wait, no, it automatically got added. It's fine. And look, here we go. We have our locomotive. Now, it's not gonna be super fast because we have enough capacity for 42 people. But then again, if we run these kind of empty, they're never gonna make a profit. So we have to find like a compromise, you know? Oh yeah, and you can even see like inside of the carts and everything. I wonder if there was like a closer view, like a third-person view. Oh wait, there we go. Hey, that's kind of cool. Now, we are already losing $77,000, but that is before we have loaded it up with people. Which there might be very few of for now. Because, you know, the town itself is small. Oh, frick. We can fit 40 people on the train. We're running the train with 3 people in it. We're gonna lose so much money. This is crazy. Oh yeah, and we just unlocked a new truck due to passage of time. So for example, now there's like the Benz truck, which can transport more goods more quickly. That's kind of cool. Let's see, our lines. Now the food line is making money, whereas the other food line is losing money. That's weird. And the public transport also losing money. Apparently not enough people. So what we need to figure out is how we can provide more goods for the city so that it actually grows. For that, we have the machine factory, but for the machines we're gonna need steel. And the steel needs 2 types of ores. One type of which is here. Oh, and there's also an alternative steel mill near Shanghai, which can actually have both of the types of ores here. That is actually really good. So we can get the steel, but we're still gonna need like planks. We do have a place where we can get the planks. It's like a sawmill. We need wood though. Where the frick do I get wood? Let me have a quick look. There's a forest here, forest here, forest here, and forest here. Okay, this is really freaking bad. All of the forests are basically on the opposite side of the map. So if I wanted to do this by train, I'd need a track that goes all the way over here. I still feel like a train would be the right way to go about this, because I can use the Shanghai line and produce the steel here, and then just bring it over to the machine factory. Also, hi, welcome in. I'm a little bit sick at the moment, but trying to figure this game out regardless. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go about this with trains, because trains will also allow us to transport a whole bunch of goods. For that, we probably want to borrow as much money as they're gonna humanly give us. This can't be good for me. But luckily, we have so much credit that we can literally take out 20 millions. Yay. Sick in what way? Well, my back kinda hurts. Not the muscles, but like the nerves and stuff. And that is super annoying, and I sometimes can't sleep at night. Seems like it's gonna pass on its own and I'm gonna be fine. I just kinda have to wait until that happens, and that's annoying. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have a very simple one-track cargo station for trains. That's gonna feed directly into the steel mill. Or like the, what is this, goods factory, whatever. 80 meters, again, probably good enough. Or we could go for 120. Yeah, let's go for 120, that looks pretty. Okay, the placement's a bit weird. We might need just like our own road or something. Not sure. Also, hey Artemis, welcome in. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is fine. Let's see. Now, to the actual steel mill, we can probably just use cars to bring the ores directly. But from there, because it's a huge distance away, we're actually gonna use the train line. There. Oh, a tip on how to get back better. Oh, right. Yay, back pain. I thought that you're gonna give me train advice for real, for real. Here's how you build an optimized train line. Okay, but like these stations are probably fine. There's also that one where we need wood and planks and stuff. They're probably gonna need to build one here as well. Something like this. Yes. And we're gonna need to go all the way to here. That's kind of really expensive. I might just straight up run out of money before I get this far, but worth a shot, I guess. Okay, yeah, it's fairly flat. We can do this. Like this, I think. Okay, let's just build our own road here for a second. Just so it's easier to actually align a bit of train tracks. Here we go, cargo station. Okay, I think that's mostly it. So we're gonna build some truck cargo stations for the ores. Like this. One goes here, and one goes... Oh wait, I can actually just use the same road. Well, it's gonna be close enough. We good. Oh yeah, gotta hang out with Ashley sometime. Time to do a little stretch. What is odd is that I just took a really hot shower and that helped my back, but only for a little bit of time. So I kind of hoped that that would fix me, but just helped for a bit. Which is fine, I'll take what I can get. Okay, yeah, like this. Let's create some new lines. 0501. Shanghai steel. Boop, boop. And boop, boop. Two very simple lines. I mean, I could have pulled the muscle, but then the pain should be like in the muscle, not in the nerves around that. Human bodies are sometimes just straight up weird. I don't get it. Okay, let's buy some trucks. 5 should be enough. Oh, that's 500,000. Damn. You know what? That's fine. Okay, so the steel production almost figured out. We just need to transport the actual steel. Have to find a good spot where I can kind of branch off from the main train tracks. I'm thinking kind of around here and just to go around the city itself. And since this is only one track, we can probably create a train passing here. Okay, so all this is pretty flat. We're good, we're good, we're good. So if someone goes here, they can just cross the road. Good. And the same applies for going the opposite direction. Well, the game permitting. I guess the construction is sometimes a bit finicky, but thankfully nothing too crazy. Here we go. But yeah, I will wait, and if my back doesn't get better, probably a time to talk to some, like, medical professional or whatever. I'll probably be okay, though. Okay, and slowly going towards where we're just gonna cross the road. Okay, this is very weird. But like, I don't think there is a more efficient way to do this. We can just go over the road, but eh. Oh wait, no, we can have like an angled crossing like this. Eh, good enough, whatever. And then we can just connect to the main one. Come on. Yeah, and we merge the tracks. Now, what's the problem here? The problem is that we only have one track, so we need to create little like spots where the trains can pass one another. So what we do is we basically branch out into two separate tracks. Like this. And then we combine them. Definitely long enough to fit a train, maybe even two. Maybe you should have done it closer to the main station. Or just make this longer. Boop. Yeah, that seems good. So what we do is we place a bunch of one-way signals that are gonna limit the movement of trains. I will explain how that works shortly. So suppose a train is going this direction. The signal up ahead will tell us whether this segment is kind of free, right? Because if there's a train waiting here, obviously any train coming from the main track is just gonna kind of wait until there's a free slot. Whereas if a train is waiting behind this signal and the station frees up, like a train that's coming the other way goes out and passes this signal, then this segment is gonna be free. And it's gonna be able to continue onwards into the main station. I have no idea how to explain this stuff well. Okay, wait, we probably don't want to wait right on an intersection. Oh yeah, feel free to message me on Discord, that's perfectly fine. Yay. Okay, like, can I make this parallel? Oh, I can. I probably can. Damn. Yeah, this seems sane. Totally, perfectly reasonable. For real, for real. And then we need to branch off of the line over here and deliver the goods to the factory. Gotta let trains wait for hours on the crossing. Honestly, unironically, this will probably happen. I'm sorry in advance. I'm a certified dum-dum. Oh, woo. I kinda wanna branch off from this section and just do a little loop. So the city can kinda grow and we don't have to worry about interrupting the traffic in the city. Yeah, something like this. And then just like turn. A few that go in this direction, presumably. Oh, these are expensive. No. Combine these two. We good? There was probably a mode that kind of visualized the tracks themselves. Oh yeah, track speed limits. So very hit or miss. And then we also need some that go from here to here. Let me see. This is gonna be one hell of a mess. Combine down to 2 lines and combine down to 1 line. What have I done? I should play the Workers and Resources Soviet Republic game, which is like a Soviet city builder, because then at least I wouldn't feel bad for making some utter monstrosity of a city that doesn't make any logical sense. It would just be like, duh, comrade, I did a very good job. Okay, yeah, that's a good passing. And then maybe a few more. Six miles long train. Honestly, would. Unironically, I kind of want a game that lets me create insanely long trains and then just kind of maybe let them derail. Ooh. There's actually a game also called Derail Valley, which is about trains and you can't derail them. It's in the name. And it's actually a pretty cool game. For real, for real. Okay, yeah, some more one-way tracks. Like one here, and one here. Not super symmetrical, but that's the beauty of the game. The game doesn't care. If what you create looks like a track, it's probably gonna work like one too. You can actually just make these not as spaced out. Like this. Okay, that looks horrendous. Feel bad about this now, damn. I think what the people who are sane do is they place the ends first and then just space the signals out afterwards. Like for example, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna have one signal here. And I'm gonna have one signal on the opposite side, and then I can see, oh yeah, each of these probably fits 2 trains. I'm just gonna put one signal in the middle, boom, done. Perfect. Instead of me just being a goober. "60 tiles long. OpenTTD is a freaking gem. My only problem with OpenTTD is that it's not quite as approachable as this game. Because, you know, the UI really feels like it helps you in this one. But then OpenTTD, it's like, hey, you're on your own. Oh, woo. Which, you know, is fair. It's still a very pleasant game and also completely free. Okay, now what the frick do I do here? And this is kind of chaotic. One here, one here. I don't even know how to approach this mess. I'm just gonna place a regular signal and hope that it it works most of the time. That's it. I got nothing else. I really don't want to end up with like a gridlock or something, so I'm just gonna place as many as I reasonably can and just hope for the best otherwise. For real, for real. Same with this section, actually. You know, surprisingly, so far it seems like it could actually work. So like if I go to the lines, I could be like 0503 Shanghai Steel to factory. Oh, frick, I erased all of it. Shanghai Steel to factory. And so literally all I need to do is add the starting point here and the end point here. And boom, it actually figures everything out. Like all of the crossings and everything. That is kind of beautiful. I need signal on the entry for those bypasses, because otherwise the second train queuing could still be counted to be occupying the single track section. Yes, I'm gonna ignore the advice. I'm getting kind of overwhelmed, I don't know. I think I'm gonna utilize the time-tested method of ending up in like a horrible train gridlock and just trying to fix stuff live. Also, wait, you're saying that OpenTTD runs on a Raspberry Pi? That is amazing, oh my gosh. I don't actually have a Raspberry Pi, I just have like two x86 servers that are just kind of vibing, and I use them for Nextcloud, which is, you know, like free Dropbox basically. Nextcloud is pretty chill, I like it. Okay, so what else? I have this station that probably needs to be connected to the other ones. So let's do that, yeah. But we're also gonna need to have this one connected so we can actually transport the wood. So we probably want like 2 tracks going to and from here. So we're once more gonna create some horrible looking junction thing. Wow. Too much curvature. Frick. Unfortunately, having too much curvature is not a problem. I have IRL. Oh no. Oh wait, this can actually work. Oh my gosh, yes. Wait, no. Frick. It looks like it's gonna be fine. A little bit jank. Okay, now we're talking. So that's a junction here. Just follow along here. And then do a little turny turn. If we don't bankrupt ourselves with the actual locomotives we're gonna need to purchase, this has a good chance of actually working. Oh my gosh. Also, yes, thank you for the hydrate. I actually have some juice today. Oh, that would be very expensive. I'm not sure about the station. We could just make the trains run through, even the ones that don't really need to be here. That doesn't sound too bad, right? Let's see. So like how this can work is that we can actually go into the station itself, choose to configure it, and add another set of rails. It is just that simple, and that's kind of amazing, not gonna lie. Yeah. Let's see. We need to go down a bit, and here we kind of can see the limitations of rail in that they cannot be too steep. Was there a setting for this? Okay, that's the track speed, cargo layer, stations. Okay, I don't think there is an actual indication for this, but in general the tracks will be limited in how steep the ground around them can be. So, you know, we gotta be careful with that. In addition, we probably want to bring the actual tracks up a bit so we can make like a bridge that has navigable water under it. So there's an option where we can just raise it. Yeah. And the smoother the raise, the, you know, higher the train speed can be. And we can actually see which of the water would or would not be navigable. Boop, like this. Except that bridges are just straight up expensive, and there's not much you can do about that. Yeah, we're gonna do something vaguely parallel. Any grade above 2% is considered steep. That's crazy. Would not work in this game, for real, for real. Okay. We built a bit too high, but you know what? It's okay. It's fine. We're fine. Slightly windy. Probably not how you want your bridge to be, but whatever. Wow. Oh, and thankfully there's actually a hill here, so it's gonna be real easy to, you know, make everything leveled once more. Look. Frickin' works out. How cool is that? I mean, it might look like a bit of a mess, but then again, the fact that the game engine actually lays all of this out dynamically, and that we still have like navigable water underneath is freaking cool. Look. Yeah. Now, if I really wanted to, I could just have a bunch of trucks transport stuff here and like do that stuff manually, or just have a bunch of ferries. But since we're building a train line, might as well just use the train, you know? And yeah, I guess for high-speed trains you want really flat ground. That makes sense. I feel like y'all would enjoy this game even more because you'd have an idea of what you're doing. I'm just making stuff up as I go along. Oh, frick. I don't think I can actually afford destroying someone's farms and stuff. So what do I do then? I think I'm gonna have to go around and make like a mountain track or something. A tunnel through the mountain would probably also be just too expensive, so just go around, I guess. 250k. And still a little tunnel. You know, This doesn't seem horrible. Let's just go for it. Oh, and now we are kind of stuck to the terrain, because if we make this too steep, it's gonna be another, like, bridge, almost. Except that this is somehow cheaper than... Oh, okay, it's not cheaper. This is insane. It would cost like 4 million to build. Damn, okay, maybe not that approach. But yeah, we want to go down this slope. If you want, we can track the mountainside really closely and just go down gradually. And that's like the cheapest option that we have at the moment. Something like this. Now, the problem we run into then is that the tractive effort of the locomotive might not be enough to actually, you know, go up. Or at least go up speedily enough. But again, I just got this job because I know a guy. I'm someone's cousin. For real, for real. Too much curvature. I still mess up somehow. Damn. Okay, yeah, this does not at all look like an absolute mess. Nice and windy track or along the hillside. For real, for real. You can work in my PR to explain how the frick we ended up with this mess. Okay, we can still figure this out. No big deal. We're just gonna have like a little passing here. Actually, we just can have two tracks going alongside each other. But eventually merge before the bridge. Yeah, something like this. Let's see, and we stop here, like this. Okay. Seems like it's gonna work just fine. And one on the opposite side as well. Or again, just to split into two tracks that go side by side. At least until the mountain side. We probably want to leave the mountainside and the tunnel as one long piece of track, because even though this is going to be a bit bad when two trains need to pass each other, we really don't want the train to be stuck, like waiting to go uphill, because starting to move from that position will just be an absolute mess. Unless we have a really beefy locomotive. So something like this. Yeah. And let's now finish the tracks. We could have a little like turn here. And then something a bit extended here. All the way to where it gets a bit steep. Come on. Merge. There we go. Nailed it. And we basically just need to get back to this crossing and stuff. Now, as for the signals here, honestly, I don't have the slightest idea. I'm just gonna plop a few down and see what happens. The definition of frick around and find out. Wow. Oh, I can't even. This bit is too you know, close, so there isn't enough space for a signal. You know what? Let's just leave this as one really inefficient block. We're gonna be fine. Trust. I think I've also discovered an issue. If a train is coming from that side and it needs to go down there for some reason, like in the future, it literally couldn't. We don't have a turn for that. So how's this gonna work? Okay, thank you for dropping by. I hope you have a lovely day. Yay. Also, I think we've basically finished this. Like, we're gonna get some logs here in the forest. We're gonna make some planks in the sawmill, and then we can transport those to the factory. Like, all we have to do is set up some lines and that's it. So 0601 Shanghai logs to mill. Oh wait, frick, it could not connect to all of the stations. Where do things go wrong? So we just kind of follow this. Okay, we go up. Through the tunnel. Down here. And... oh, right. We need to add the actual tracks for switching out the directions in which we are going. So like this. And vice versa. Just so the trains can actually, you know, go back. Probably need to do that on this side as well. I don't think we have any other pass-throughs like that. So suddenly it figured it out. So we're gonna enter here and leave there. Makes sense. Now, if I get trains though, will I be able to get some cars that can transport both planks and logs? Apparently I can. So I could have one train for this whole line. Damn, okay. That makes sense, I guess. Wait a minute. I don't think I actually connected the train over here. Also, hey there. Meow meow. Honestly, this could be a job for cars. Except then, oh wait, no. I don't actually need to connect this bit. Do I want to use the same train for this or get another one? I don't know. I feel like I might want a separate train. So like 0202 Shanghai planks to factory. Because like these trains will have different times of, you know, how quickly they move and stuff. Oh frick, now I can connect all of these. Yeah, a separate train. Okay, let's see where things go wrong here. So like all of this is fine, I guess? We can join the main railroad. We just go along. All of this is okay. Here we take the junction, we go off the main route. Okay. This is a bit weird. Oh wait. Oh wait. Is there a one-way signal here or something? No. Like the green route has no problem going back, so clearly we've messed up somewhere around here. Let's see. On the route back? No, the green one literally works. Why doesn't the brown one? Like, this should all work. What the frick? Oh, right. I need to go back to the actual sawmill, and I don't have a turn for that. I can probably figure this out. So, track, and one that joins this. Yep, fixed. Ignore how chaotic this looks. See, this is what I mean when I say that I'm just gonna make things up as I go along and just end up with the most cursed setups and whatnot. But if it works, right? And also we're gonna need like a truck station to transport the goods from here to the actual city. There. And 0701 goods to Yangon. So literally just from here to here. Now we just need to hope that our small loan of $20 million is gonna be enough to cover buying at least 2 trains and a bunch of like cars to haul goods. So we do have the road depot. And I don't actually know how often we're gonna transport things, so that one's done. Steel to factory. Steel to factory. Oh yeah, right. This is the first train line. So we need to be able to transport steel. And for that we're gonna want a train. Oh, hydrate. I don't actually have anything left to drink. I drank everything. Now we do want something with a bit more power. And something that can go decently quickly. But isn't overly expensive to run. 150 kilonewtons or something? First main locomotive of the Russian railway fleet. Okay, you know what? Let's go with this one. Why not? It seems affordable. Oh yeah, if we wanted to, we could just decide to add multiple ones. Oh wait, the bigger one is way better. We could add multiple locomotives to the same train, which is slightly crazy, but hey, if it works, it works. We need to carry around steel. Flat car with side stakes. $67 meters. I don't actually remember how long the station itself is. I might need to check. Can I minimize this? Well, here goes nothing. How long are the tracks here? Does it tell me? Okay, what if I try placing a new one and then just see how long it looks? Oh yeah, 120. Okay, that's fine. Where was I? Oh, yes, buying the train. Oh, it didn't save. Oh, that's fine though. I can figure this out. $114 meters, and this one train would cost us $7.5 million. No, we can't actually afford that. Frick. We're gonna need to cut this operation way down. This is too much even with the loan. So I guess we're going for the cheaper one then. I'm so confuzzled. Tight curves and steep climbs. Yeah, you know what? We don't care if the locomotives are a bit like slow or whatever. We just want to haul the cargo. 84 capacity. 5 million. That is still a lot. $72 capacity. You know what? This is gonna be fine. Or alternatively, we could just use the simpler flat cars. $63 capacity. 84. Okay, 116 meters, that's fine. And steel to factory. Good. The steel lines also have some cars. That's good. Those are going to transport enough to actually produce some steel. What else? All right, so we need one for the logs and we need one to transport the planks. And yes, I'm very well hydrated. For real, for real. $98 capacity. I think we just need like 2 of these. Like they do the same thing basically. Yes. So Shanghai logs the mill and planks the factory. Okay, I think we are done. We have set up the perfect frickin' business. Now we just have to wait for it to actually start making us money. That is one heckin' long train, oh my gosh. Oh, it's longer than some of the segments, I think. It might cause us some issues down the road. But yeah, you can actually see how the trains work. When there's a free segment ahead of them, they're just gonna go through. Whereas there's a junction that they share, you know, they could actually just stop and wait. Also, look at this jank looking locomotive. Where's the front? Now, problem is we're gonna lose a lot of money initially until we actually start transporting the goods and stuff. We have spent 20 million. Oh, and also we have loan interest payments, so you know, we're kind of fricked. If we build our headquarters right now, let's say near the farm, because why not? Our headquarters. Oh, I can't even afford to build the headquarters, damn, okay. I'm gonna need to make some small loans. There. Look. This is the headquarters of our fancy company. This is all we can afford. Chrissy Transport. Oh, frick. But hey, yeah, we have built a whole bunch of tracks and stuff. Only problem is that our finances aren't that good. Can I rename my company? Okay, let's call it, Intel. Okay, that's so bad. I'm sorry, that's stupid. We're gonna need a government bailout for real, for real. Okay, where are the trains? I really hope they don't just like randomly get stuck. Okay, so steel to factory. We have literally nothing on here. Yeah, I think we might need more cars actually hauling the goods back and forth, because currently there's literally nothing here. But we really don't have a lot of money to spend on these. Damn it. So I'm just gonna need to, I guess, turn the train around and stop it for a little bit. Until at least there is something that we can haul. And we're gonna need to do something similar for our other trains that are gonna bring the planks to the factory, because the one with the logs is still en route to the actual, like, mill. And this really sucks, because while the trains are out of a depot, we're gonna need to pay a bunch of money to actually, like, maintain them and stuff. So, you know, we're doing what we can. I might just straight up go bankrupt before I actually do anything. Like, let's look at how much our lines are earning. The food is earning like 100k almost. Everything else is losing money, especially the trains, because they're just standing and doing nothing. So all of our hopes are that the steel mill will get some steel going. What's up with the wait. Oh, frick, I set up it wrong. Okay, yeah. We're transporting the wrong goods. We're not producing any steel, actually. Like this. We need the station here. Wait, can I even... Oh, I fear I might not be able to actually have enough money to... Yeah, that sucks. I don't have enough money for that. So, like, I need to get iron ore and coal. And I have a bunch of coal, but I need stuff from the iron mine. I don't think I can get another bailout. I placed the wrong station. So this whole line with the steel is completely dead in the water. So I might as well just go to the train that's waiting and tell it to go back and go to the depot. That really sucks. Hey, 300 items waiting in the cargo hub. What a surprise! Pain. Now, in the good news, the train that's gonna get a bunch of logs is still doing its thing and is gonna be fine. If I was big brain, I could actually just assign this train to the other line. So like logs to mill. There we go. And both of the trains, they can carry both logs and the planks, and they're just gonna go to the log mill and get logs. Because this should still give me at least a bit of money initially. And then, once it has finished transporting all of the logs I need, I can get the whole, like, you know, planks thingy going. Also, look, we have a frickload of, like, logs. 325, that's crazy. I hear airplane noises or something, I don't know. Okay, see, this is something. We're making it work. And even this one is kind of slowly making it. Now, in the train menu, where you choose what your train is gonna be like, you can actually see how quickly it's gonna go across various different slopes. So in our case, for the mountain, this really matters a bunch because, hey, we built a track that's a little bit tricky. My only hope right now is that this is gonna earn us at least a little bit of money. Our entire economy is hinging off of this. Oh yeah, see, we're now waiting at the signal because this is like a single track route that goes through the mountainside. And once that train passes, we can be on our way. Now, if you don't want to fast forward, you can just play the normal pace. That's fine. But see, we really needed a locomotive that could pull a lot of weight because, you know, really freaking steep. I still think that this is just straight up one of the better games about transportation and stuff. The balance, very freaking hard to get right. Especially with trains, which are just really expensive to like operate and set up and everything. Sometimes you get lucky and you can have oil lines and fuel and all that stuff, and that is really profitable. Everything else, I think it kind of varies. Hey, there's even like proper modeling of the tunnels and stuff. That's kind of cool. Okay, we're about to get to the station. Another problem that we need to take into account is the fact that we are basically paying for all of the infrastructure we've laid out as well. And we'll be able to see that like in the financial statement if we want. Like there's some income from tickets and stuff, but there is both vehicle and track maintenance. So, you know, you can just place as many tracks as you want. You have to be vaguely efficient about it. Okay. How much money are we making from this? Oh, frick, we made like 1.5 million. Hey, that is actually really freaking cool. So suddenly this line is about to make a profit, especially because we still have the other train coming here with another load of logs. Yeah, I mean, the problem with a single track is that you're gonna need a bunch of like crossings or junctions or whatever you call those, where the trains can pass one another. And that's a bit annoying to do. It is way easier to just have like 2 tracks, each of which is meant to go in a particular direction, and that's that, you know? This is actually gonna work out just fine. Like, I'm gonna deliver this cargo, and then I can deliver the planks. And once all of that is done, we might have enough to get a new loan, or at least figure out the steel line. After that, we can start producing the goods that we need for the city, and that should be really freaking nice. Oh, also, the Shanghai train line has a bunch of people waiting. Hey, look, we can see a bunch of people just standing at the train terminal. That's kind of cool. Where's the train itself, though? Oh, yeah. Oh, these trains are now running full. This means that we're actually gonna get a bunch of profit off of that as well. Hey. I am not dumb. I'm just smart slow. Okay, we're almost in the green. So now it's time to do something a bit silly. We're gonna take this train and reassign it to the line that does planks, the factory. I'm gonna take this train, turn it around, and make it transport some of the planks that we've made. Wait, why do we only have 5? Hey? Okay, wait, no, we're making more, How does this actually work? Oh, it uses 2 logs to create 1 plank. Okay, maybe it needs to go on another trip for logs. Yeah, a bit too early for that. So like, when you produce goods, not all the time it's gonna be 1-to-1, meaning that we should have 2 trains for the logs and then another one just for planks. Also, hey Ashley, welcome in. We are trying to make a profit. My current finances aren't too good. Like, I have a loan of like $22 million. I'm very much sort of in the red, and my company is named Intel. See, these are our headquarters. We're gonna need so many freaking bailouts. For real, for real. But yeah, we got some like train lines, and we got some like passenger trains, and we're supplying cities with goods. I am trying to make this work really freaking badly. For real, for real. Okay, where's the passenger train? Here we go. See? We're transporting passengers and stuff. Yee. Oh, also Polly, I support your raising Ashley. For real, for real. Oh yeah, we also have like public transportation that's still earning money. So it feels like most of the lines are making some sort of a profit. Only problem is that we need to get some money so we can figure out how to produce steel and send it to the main city. But we can do this. This is fine. Frick, this is such a pretty game. Like, oh my gosh, you can just pause it and go into the city and kind of look around. And if you're interested, you can click on people and kind of see where they live and where they travel for work and stuff. That's kind of cool. This reminds you of the times you played Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yee, all of the loans. We're gonna need a small loan of $1 million. I said 20 times. Oh no. Wait, why are there suddenly no planks here? I don't get it. Slight confusion. Wow. I wish these people made money faster. I need a new jet. I should buy more like passenger trains and stuff. Those can fix me, for real, for real. Because like right now, we have more people waiting for transport than we actually have the whole transport thing going on. Also, as for this city, what's poor? Emissions. Oh right, we're kind of polluting the environment. But other than that, we're giving them about half of the food that they need to properly grow, so that's nice, but we're not giving them any machines. So eventually these towns are gonna grow into proper cities, and all of our profits and the amount of people that need to be transported will multiply. But to get there, we need to get the proper like supply chains of all of the resources in place. Yeah. I don't get why these aren't producing the goods. Like, look, they're Shanghai South, and like we're producing stuff, but where are all the planks going? They're just gone somewhere. I don't get it. Oh, we're both cuties. Okay, Ashley, how about this? All three of us are cute. Oh, whoa. We're filling their houses with coal smoke from our trains, but think of the jobs. Literally me, for real, for real. Okay, what if I reassign this train to the, Is this the correct train? I don't know which is the correct train. I am very confuzzled. Okay, train 3. This one. planks to factory. Because I think if there's nothing demanding these goods, they just get like thrown away or sold somewhere. Yeah, everyone here is cute. Oh wow. Okay, see? All of the logs are set up, and now we're gonna... Oh, frick! We're in the green! We're financially in the green! Quick! Create a new station and start producing goods there before the tax man can get us. Okay, look. Behold. Boop. There we go. And which of the lines has a problem? This one. Shanghai Steel. Manage line, add station, this. Freaking brilliant. And the exchange is this one. Oh wait, frick. This one. Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm figuring this out. And this won't be like a full load, but at least it's something. We're still gonna get paid for this, just not a lot. There's an option to make the train wait until it can get a bunch of produce, but that can sometimes cause like hang-ups and stuff. Not the tax man. Exactly! Frickin' tax man. Everyone's least favorite character, for real. Okay, Shanghai Steel. The rates are kinda okay-ish, I guess. Probably a good moment to unleash our train that's gonna transport the actual goods. So, steel to factory. And look, there are no warnings. We're fine. It's fine. We're good. Ignore the 20 million we owe the government. So now we're gonna be producing proper goods, hopefully. I really freaking hope. Look, all these tiny little cards, they're gonna provide an entire industry for me, for real. Also, I can just make the train wait, I think. So just go to the line and steel to factory. And there's an option to make the train wait until it has a full load. Now, technically, we could set it so that different trains use different lines. So, for example, Shanghai South, we're gonna... Oh wait, frick, we can't actually change the line, can we? I have messed up. Oh, whoa. Let's see. We might need to make these into just like not one-way signals. Oh, and I can't replace them because I don't have money. Well, that's fine. We're just gonna do what we can. So we're getting that iron ore. Finally. And it's gonna get brought to the steel factory. The icons are kind of similar though. I sometimes get a little bit confuzzled. We might also want to move some vehicles over. to this one, just so we get more production, because we already have a bunch of coal waiting, and we literally just need more iron ore. Because this does cost us like 50k while it's waiting and not actually doing anything worthwhile. I'm once again in the red. Damn. Good news is that we are finally about to get some planks here, and a while later we're gonna have some steel. So then we'll be able to produce the machines and just start providing at least some to the city, so the city can grow more quickly. See? Got some money there. Gonna need to make this train go back. Come on. Okay, see, finally we're getting some steel here. Just very, very freaking slowly, because we still very much lack the iron ore. So basically it's the same problem. We have the transport capacity to move around the finished goods, but not enough to actually provide the resources for the goods. Not the end of the world though, just kind of inconvenient. Yeah, we're kind of gonna lose money there. Thankfully, we at least have the regular passenger line that is making some money up. See, we're almost in the green. Now, I think I'm gonna take a very short break and I will be back in a minute. I'm gonna leave the game just running. Hopefully I'm not gonna come back to like a game over screen. I'm just gonna get something to drink and do a little quick break, and I'll be right back. Meow meow. I am back. Hello. And I come back and we are $2 million in the red. Oh, frick. What happened? Why is everything so bad? Ah, frick. Okay, good news. Bunch of steel. We're gonna transport that at least. Might even have enough for like a... Okay, maybe not a full train. Okay, that is really bad actually. Okay, maybe what I need is to take the all of the vehicles on this line and move it to the other steel line. There. We need to max out how much iron ore we're transporting. Damn. Oh, and we're starting to get access to planes and stuff as well. I don't think we're gonna be financially fine. I think this whole setup with the trains is all wrong. Like, we might try to get more passengers going, but like, you know, there's not that much more money we can make off of this. Like, we could have one more line that transports people. Oh wait, we have like 570k. We're like in the green. The frick do I do here? Like, that's still not enough for a train. Best we can do is like repay some of our debts so that the loan interest is less. I feel what might kind of frick me over here is the fact that the vehicles become more expensive to operate and maintain as we go along. So for example, if I go to details, the running costs are 633k per year. And it has 41 years of lifetime remaining. And even the value is kind of depreciating steadily. I don't know. It does feel like even with the 20 million, we still don't have enough money. Either we tried overextending too quickly, or something else went a little bit wrong. If we could get enough money for another passenger line, we'd probably be fine. Okay, the good news is that the planks, we're getting around a decent amount of them. And in the factory, we're also producing some tools, finally. Well, machines. So the town will finally get some and will actually grow. Let's see. Machines. I'm gonna reassign one of these vehicles to the line that transports steel in Shanghai. We're almost making this work. And it's also actually earning some money. The Shanghai Steel Line. Maybe what I needed is to just make this train longer. I wonder if I can do that. Just add one more like oh wait, I think this is like 120 meters, like the max length already. Hello, welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely day. Honestly, cool game. Just hard to get things right in it sometimes. Like how much stuff you transport around. Overall though, it's looking a little bit hopeful. Like at least half full trains, that's still gonna get me some money. Half a train still gives me 1 million. Like, if I could get those trains to be completely full, I wouldn't have any money issues whatsoever. The train would go off the tracks, just gain speed and zooms past for real, for real. Oh, frick, we are 1 million in the green. Immediately pausing the game and thinking about how I can waste the money so the taxman doesn't get me. I think the best thing we can do right now is make the steel line more profitable. And the only thing we really need for that is to buy as many, like, trucks as we can. $852, yes, like this, basically. There, and we're gonna be in the red again, but these will cause the raw ingredients for the steel to be moved around at a higher frequency, meaning that we're maybe gonna be closer to having full trains running back and forth. So like here, rate is 50, rate is 100. Ideally, we want the rates in all of the lines to be as closely matched as we can get them to be. See, 84 and 79, those are really close now. Now, if we had a train line going between these two, then we wouldn't have this issue. Problem is, trains are expensive and, you know, cars make more sense for this distance. Although, if we really wanted to, we could just make like a direct road, which would cut down on the travel time a bunch. Let's see. Planks, the rates for the planks and logs are actually pretty closely matched. The only problem is that we need 2 logs to get 1 plank, so this should be 120 instead of like 54. So in a sense, this game does remind me very slightly of Factorio, because underlying all of these systems, it's still very much a numbers game. You just have to like figure out how all of this works, and then at some point you're gonna be good. So I'm hoping that we can start making a profit before the maintenance cost of the old vehicles get so high that we are just kind of stuck financially. Now, what does kind of suck about this sort of game is that while you're just waiting for things to kind of proceed, best you can do is just sit around and look at things and crunch some numbers or follow vehicles. Like, you're probably not gonna be doing all that much in the downtime. Oh, hey, this is getting better. Yeah. There's also a mech game that I want to play a little bit later. I might do 2 streams today. We'll see. Or maybe a stream tomorrow. That could also be nice. Yeah. Okay, let's see how much steel we have now. Oh hey, 63! We're actually making the trains be a bit more full now. So yeah, we're gonna get more money out of this. Damn. Yes, also I'm running steam trains on rails that have overhead wires. I kind of built these with the thought that they'd be future-proofed because eventually we're gonna get electric trains, but maybe I should have just, you know, saved the money. I don't know. We'll see. I'm also kind of tempted to just add like a road connection and use some cars to make up for the deficit in the logs. Because like there is a road connection to this forest. Maybe there's even another forest nearby. So if I had a spare million, I could probably figure something out. Because there's nothing that says that you can only use a bunch of trains to transport the same types of goods. Not at all. It's 1923. There won't be any electric trains anytime soon. I mean, fair. Bullying. For real, for real. Okay, we have almost... Oh my gosh, yes, I can borrow more money! We are stacked. The only reason for me to pay back my loans is so I can take out more loans in the future, not even gonna lie. Big brain. Okay, this time, very freaking carefully, we're gonna get the correct type of cargo station on the correct type of buildings, because I am not a dum-dum. No, I'm smart. I'm very heckin' smart. Yes, cargo station. Approximately like this. Yes. And now we just need to make a road across this. Thankfully, road construction, not super expensive. It's just that you can't transport as much across them as you can with like train lines and whatnot. Oh, even the crossing wasn't expensive. That's really good. So yeah, see, now we have a proper line. And we can use the trucks to make up for the deficit. So we're gonna call this 06 01B Shanghai logs to mill. Grab logs, bring them to mill. Oh frick, why does the station type not match? Oh wait, I'm selecting the wrong type. Never mind. We got this. So from here to here. There. Brilliant. Wow. And now we just need a bunch of trucks. However many we can afford with whatever money we took as a loan. 11. And there. And now if we look at the logs lines, we have a total rate of over 90, almost 100. So suddenly we're gonna produce enough planks to actually fill the train, meaning that the train will run more efficiently, meaning that we're gonna be swimming in cash. Wow. Logistics. Now, of course, the loans are still gonna ruin us. It is what it is, not gonna lie. I also feel like the trains are still gonna be just faster than the trucks. Because, like, look. The speed of this sort of truck, like 40 kilometers an hour. A train is almost twice that. Even the crappy trains that I have, they just transport more quickly. The only problem is, hey, they're also more expensive to run. But hey, look, most of our lines are now in the green, or rather in the blue. But, you know, same thing. Oh, how many people I am dating at the moment? Let me bring out some spreadsheets. I mean, there is Mimi, there is Ink, there is Ashley, and there is you. All of the gal pals. Oh well. I mean, also Taylor, but Taylor is busy with stuff. So we don't really get to hang out a lot, which is fine, you know? Schedules and people being busy. It is what it is. Okay, this one's still gonna go out like half full, but in the next like iteration we're already gonna have all of the trucks bringing goods as well, so we're gonna be fine. I could also just wait for when I have some spare money and then bring the passenger train to the depot and either add more like cars or maybe just like duplicate the whole train altogether. But that would take way more money. Because like, see, currently we still have more people who want to use the train than we actually have the train capacity to take them around the place. Which is a bit of a bummer, but eh. Hey, see? Trucks are coming to our rescue. Also, yeah, normally these are gonna be kind of spaced out, just so they don't end up in like one long conga line of just waiting to be loaded. Which is actually a good thing. We don't want to overwhelm the station or anything. We want a constant stream of goods. Okay, let's see about the town itself. Oh, we have 80% growth. That is good. That is actually good. And we can see some of, like, the places where I set up roads for new buildings to be built. They're actually starting to appear there. That is kind of cool. If I want to, I can even expand the roads a little bit more. Which is probably not a good idea because, hey, wasting money when I'm already borderline broke, but, you know, let's make a road and call it Intel Road. Huh? Overlay has flat trees. I don't get it. Hey. Frick, I want to build an airport now. I know I'm basically broke as it is, but I very much want an airport. Pretty please. I could also double the trucks that transport like food. That'd be really nice. Oh, right. The font. Yeah, it's a font that doesn't make cute equal street faces. Oh. Oh my gosh, look at this. We're actually in the green. Very, very freaking gradually, but we're making the money back. Ignore the almost 30 million loan. It's okay. We're okay. Don't worry about it. That's like my tagline for the time being. $1.5 million. Oh my gosh, that is so much money. We will be able to borrow so much. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna commit financial silly. Oh woo. Like I can probably borrow up to like 30, meaning that I have about 2.5 million I can borrow right now. So I think I'm gonna double the passenger train capacity in a bit. Because that is very profitable and very, very simple. Oh look, we're gonna be able to fully load the planks train and probably also the steel train. I don't know where they are though. Don't tell me they're stuck or something. Okay, that's the steel train, or I think, I'm confuzzled. Point is, we're gonna have money. Trust. Also, even if we've added a bunch of trains to these lines, surprisingly, my setup just works fine. I know it's not like optimal or whatever, and it would probably start seeing more issues with more trains, but so far, it's okay. I like it. There's also this other game that's in a similar genre that I got, which is called Mashinki. And that one's, I don't know. I think it does dynamic routing. So a bit similar to OpenTTD in some ways, I think. But at the same time, it's still like 3D and quite pleasant. Still early on in the development, I think. Okay, let's see about this train. How full is it gonna be? Oh my gosh, almost completely full train. That is lovely. And what about this one? Also almost full. We are very close to running at full efficiency. So yeah, long story short, I'm gonna be freaking rich when those trains get back. Now, a thing I could do that would be very inexpensive is to place down a few more signals. to segment the tracks a bit more finely. Because I don't have super long trains, I am probably interested in a bit more capacity though. Yeah, something like that. Oh, frick, we just got 2 million. Damn. So just wait for the planks and the steel to get to the factory, and then I should have enough money to buy another passenger train. Or, alternatively, double the capacity for the food production. We have 100% growth. Hey, that is actually really freaking cool. Now, if I had more money, I could start building like railroads to the other cities, and that would be really cool. Currently though, if I wanted to, I could set up like a small public transport in each of these, and then just use the regular road network to transport people across. So the idea being that I'd at least have some sort of a movement of people across the cities, from this one that's like really huge to this one that currently doesn't really have those goods. Except if I don't do this with trains and I do it with cars, I probably won't really earn money. Because, hey, long distances, like super freaking long distances. Okay, another passenger train. What about this factory? Are we finally getting close to our goals? Okay, so here comes the steel train. Here comes the steel train, and there's the logs. Well, planks train. Let's see. Oh, that was actually really nice. We have paid back 4 million out of like 30. Still, a step in the right direction. We got this. Okay, we can see the trains waiting. Everything here is fine. Oh, that was a lot of money. Holy frick. Okay. Now what? Okay, first let's see about the logs lines. I could slightly increase how many cars we have in the line that brings logs in. So let's duplicate 2 cars. And this is a really simple way to do it. You just open the line and you have the option. It's fine. It's okay. What about the food lines? Let's see the overview. Yeah, this one we probably want more cars here. Oh, we also have like a cheaper car to operate. That's kind of cool. And we can finally borrow some more money to do what we want. 3 of these and put them on the food line. There. Now we can also borrow as much as we humanly can. Go to the train line. So this is the main train line. Manage the vehicles there. We have one train and we can duplicate it. So now we have 2 trains on that line. And finally, we might want more cars, bringing the coal and iron to the steel mill. Let's see. So we have 9 vehicles in this one. And go to the green one and buy some more. Okay, yeah, now we'll be able to run full trains here and probably also full trains for the logs and have more public transport and just work on paying back all of the loans. We are basically figuring all of this out. Luckily we didn't go bankrupt because now, well, we're in a good place, damn. Oh yeah, we might need to work on the food line a little bit more, because it turns out that we need 2 grain for 1 bread. So we might need to almost double the capacity there. $133 and 75. Yeah, that's close. Well, we could go a bit further. Yeah, that's okay. How's our headquarters doing? Oh. We are still very much broke, but we're making a bit of a comeback. So yeah, running Intel, easy. Totally easy. Oh, hey Mimi. Welcome in. I have to do a shout out for you now. Oh woo. How is your stream? Oh, you were playing Valorant, that is lovely. As you can see, we are running Intel into the ground, basically. We owe like 20... Oh, frick, we actually we owe $29 million right now. Bit of a mess. Also, Mimi, I hope you can get some rest. But also, welcome in, Raiders. I do hope that y'all are having a lovely day, too. This must be quite the change, though, going from Valorant to some, like, slow-paced Tycoon game. A little bit silly. But yeah, look, finally the trains are actually running at efficiency. We can load them full and transport, like, all of the goods. I should go make more tea in a little bit. But hey, I guess water is gonna be good enough for now, too. Yeah, we also have a bunch of planks that we're gonna bring to the factory and make the machines. And so the main town is gonna grow really freaking quickly soon. Even more resources. This should actually be pretty close to being filled out in time. Like, once this train goes in the station, it should be full of planks, basically. Yeah, we have a full train, finally. And the passenger trains running here, they're also gonna pick up all of the people in the station. So we're set for some growth of the city as well. Like, eventually this little town is gonna be a sprawling metropolis. 110% growth. Yay. Hey, look, the population's increasing and so is everything else. But yeah, as you can see, we only have like transport to Shanghai, and this one is basically stagnating because we're not supplying the goods that this city needs. So either we kind of increase the transportation of population, I guess? Some people could move to this town, but like other than that, there's not like a bunch of opportunities or whatever. So we might also just need to work on that. Now I could take some of the machines that I have here and transport them to Shanghai. I'm just not sure whether I'd do that by train or truck, because we don't really have that many machines being produced here. Like, we're not producing a lot. Still, at least that would be something, you know? Also, goods. How do I produce goods? I'm not actually quite sure. What does make goods? Oh, right. Okay, so I need like rubber, I think? No, plastic. I need plastic and steel. I do make a decent amount of steel, but that's like on the opposite side of the map, so I can't really do that right now. Also, yeah, I think our public transport is also running at capacity, more or less. Okay, almost every line is making a profit. Almost. What else could I do? Like, there's some oil, and I could refine the oil. I'm still a little bit too broke for most, like, big ideas. I don't know. If I had set this game up where each town would need more than 2 goods, I could increase the growth way more easily. But I guess it is what it is. Alternatively, I could just kind of double up the capacity of the steel mill and bring more steel to the tools factory and well, the machines factory, and create more machines and bring some of them back to Shanghai. That could be the next goal, so let's go about that. Oh wait, the country roads now also look a little bit different. That's interesting. So I think we're like in a new time period and stuff. But yes, one of the things that's gonna help us a little bit is making these roads a little bit straighter. So we can deliver the goods at a better speed, basically. So one there. And one from the mine. Like this. And if I am correct, the line should like recalculate basically. Yeah. The problem here is that this is absolutely gonna mess with the rates, meaning that we're gonna need to like rebalance how many you know, vehicles in each there are. Like 120 and 118. That's a bit messy. What about the steel? So we could get one more car in this one. 5-2. Oh, not enough money. Let's borrow a bunch of money. Okay, so it's perfectly balanced right now. So this one has 11 vehicles and this one has 21, so roughly 2-1. If I wanted to, I could probably double this up. Just a few more roads, I swear it's gonna fix it. I think I'm starting to sound like American city planning for real, for real. I don't know if I can afford like 20 vehicles. Okay, let's start with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There. 180 and 183. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we have a rate of 236 and 242. So one more. Yeah, close enough. What we should do now is get the train that's on this line and double it up. Can I don't have enough money. Frick. Okay, we're gonna need to wait for a little while longer until we get the money, and then we can double the trains on this line. Surely there will be no ill consequences to my actions here. Also, look at this. There's so many freaking trucks. There's just more and more and more. Oh, there's a bunch going around as well. I might have created like a very tiny traffic jam. The good news is that in this game we can easily configure the stations as well. So like if I want, I can have like a single entrance and a single exit. I don't really know how to delete them, but like that's a problem for someone else to figure out. Teehee. Oh wait, I can take this one off. Brilliant, I think I just deleted the truck. Oh, and I can't construct a new one. Oh, frick. Oh, I'm kind of a dumbass. Oh well. You know what they say, YOLO. One goes here, and one goes, I think, kind of here. Perfect. A completely normal truck stop. What have I done? Oh no, someone needs to be bonked. Where's my moderation options? Chat options, mod icons. Show mod icons and murder mode. Yeah. But yeah, look, this is perfectly well engineered. Like, what are you worried about? It's fine. It's fine. I swear. This is okay. We're gonna be fine. I'm causing traffic jams on rural roads. If I had spent time figuring out how this works, I'd probably be very upset. Oh, I can add more cargo. Oh, whoa. This is kind of cool. I have no idea how any of this works. God damn it. Okay, what is this? What have I done? Oh, frick. The sheer confusion, oh my gosh. Huh. This is still a little bit jank. Oh well. Frick it. I'm starting to think that I should rebuild this whole station. I just don't know how the game will react to me, like, deleting it. Oh frick, an oil well is closing. That's crazy. I wish I could just take the whole station and move it, not gonna lie. Boop. Broke multiple traffic lines at once, damn, okay. So we're gonna build a regular truck station. With 2 platforms on each side. A bit away from everything else, so we can go with wild with the roads and stuff. Maybe just 2 on each side, but longer. Yeah, like this. Okay. And now we're gonna configure this one. Get rid of that road. And some entrances. 1 here, 1 here. Some exits. 1 here, 1 here. Yes. And roads, 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 roads. One that goes there and one that goes there, basically. Whatever. Looks good. And we're gonna try to configure it and probably want to create some cargo buildings, maybe. Okay, yeah, this is about as good as it gets. Now we just need to go and fix the lines. Wait, it automatically updated. I removed the entire station and created the new one? And the game realized that, hey, you know, we had a bunch of trucks waiting here, and now we're just gonna have a new station here doing the same function. That's insane! these developers have really made a game that is way, way, way more thought out than most games in this genre. Not gonna lie. Damn. Oh, and I'm steadily getting more money. That is awesome. Okay, where's the trains though? They're kind of slow now. We are nowhere near capacity, but still doing pretty good, not gonna lie, damn. Oh, we have our first sort of high-rise. Hey, and somehow there are 16 people living in this huge building. I guess it makes sense in the game world, why not? Let's just roll with it. Okay, this is still kind of gridlocked. What the frick? Somehow need to make this wider. Don't think I can grow it like horizontally though. I think that adding like 40 trucks might not have been a brilliant idea. Unless I added the new station just for all of these goods. Okay, at this point I'm just messing around with the game, but what if instead of one station, I had two? So like, one here, and one here. And then just configure these to have an exit road here, and give this one as well. Give each their own separate cargo building. It's gonna look horrendous, but that's fine. And move this one. Let's see. Manage line. And add station. And remove this one. There. Now each group of trucks has their own... Yeah, they have their own cargo stations. This will surely help with the gridlock, hopefully. Oh, we have another bot. Hey, get wrecked. Yeah, get bombed. Okay, yeah, I think this actually fixed the problems. Otherwise, we just need to start adding more lanes to these roads, and I probably could. Okay, this is crazy. We are having so many, like, oil industries straight up closing down. I'm not quite sure what I'll actually do with all of the resources that, you know, I'd otherwise get. Because I'm gonna need fuel from somewhere, and I don't know where. Now, I think in the game settings you can disable the closures, but there is no guarantee that it's actually gonna be like, you know, okay. For now. Gonna need some like offshore oil mining for real, for real. Okay, yeah, this is okay. No more traffic jams. We figured it out, I think. Let's see. What's earning money and what's losing money? Okay, the iron line and that one's... Yeah, these aren't doing so hot. I might need some new, like, locomotives and stuff that can actually transport stuff more easily. But for now, none of this seems like overloaded or whatever. Let's see, track speed, destinations, cargo. Seems good. I don't know, I feel like there should be an overlay of like how saturated the tracks are compared to some of like their, I don't know, theoretical maximum or something. But I don't think that's a thing. Oh, we're making so much money. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes! Let's see, suppliers. The steel mill is gonna pick up once we get another train. So let's borrow a bunch of money. Figure out where the steel train is. Steel to factory. 5-3. This one? Maybe we can duplicate it. Boop, there we go. I might actually set up a super tiny like train line just for this segment. Because that would extremely simplify transporting goods, because the trucks are closing in on their like maximum. Like this road is pretty saturated. Seems like it's finally picking up though. Also, the passenger train's almost full, meaning that the cities are growing, yes, but I'm still a bit, like, below capacity. Which is fine, we're still making money. What about the planks? Oh, we might need another train for the planks as well. Yeah, we're definitely producing more planks than we are transporting. So, if I get some more money, and I go over to this, manage vehicle and duplicate. However, this also means that we're gonna need some more trucks that transport the planks too. So this has 13 vehicles. Let's double it. Oh wait, I can't actually double it. Just a few then? 1, 2. Boop, 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 boop. 21. We're gonna max our lines out as much as we can. Yay! Oh, we're getting new vehicles, like new cars that we could use. Oh yeah, I have some vehicles that are like 20 years old at this point. I might need to swap them out for something else in the future. Honestly, it would be cool to have another train that just transports the logs as well. I wouldn't even need to rely on the trucks that much. And surely I have the capacity for that, right? Okay, so here's the new train for the logs? Well, planks, I guess. And there should be one for the steel as well. Is this it? Yeah, this is the steel train. We're getting pretty close to actually being saturated on these railroads. Like, we're soon gonna start getting trains just waiting for a free passage. Oh yeah, we definitely need the 2 trains here. For real, for real. Yeah, we can also add some additional buildings, which are gonna increase the capacity of how much cargo we can have here. And that's really cool. You can just upgrade these as needed. And also they look quite different too. Okay, can I duplicate this train? Logs to mill. No, I can't. Frick! How much did it even cost? Okay, 4.2 mil? Yes, yes I can. I think this is basically where I wanted to get. We're running at efficiency. Just doing as much as we humanly can. Well, might need to kind of segment these tracks further. Because we are running into the limits, I guess. Or how many trains we can have here. And that's also kind of a beautiful thing about the game. Because the more trains you have running on the same tracks, the smaller your overhead for actually paying for the tracks and maintaining them, you know? Okay, this is pretty much loaded. More cargo buildings. Frick, I might be able to add another like platform for cargo. Or another track set. Oh wait, I'm broke again. And now we can put cargo on the opposite side as well. I also have like a cargo building, why not? Now, if we really wanted to, we could also just connect the other track to the first one. Yeah, something like this. Maybe even add some non-one-way signals to this. So if I'm correct about this, then some steel should start showing up on the opposite side as well. No? Oh wait, station is overloaded. Frick, I might literally need to kind of tear down these roads. And then like rebuild them later. Just so I can add cargo buildings, because the new terminal didn't really help. So I basically need this. And then recreate the regular roads or whatever. And something like this. And now it should no longer get overloaded and we can have more steel waiting. I just built the other terminal for no good reason though. But hey, the trains are taking care of the goods, bit by bit. Now this though, doesn't seem to be producing enough planks. Not sure why. Don't I have 2 trains here? Manage vehicle. Yeah, 2 vehicles in this line. Maybe the other one still just hasn't gotten here. That's fine. Oh look, the city is growing still. 160% growth. Damn, we're kind of skyrocketing here, for real, for real. We do need more, like, planks from the sawmill, though. Planks to factory, 2 trains. I'm not sure if 2 trains is enough for this line. $98. What about the steel line? 110. That's not enough. I might add like a 3rd train into the mix or something. I don't know. Like, there's definitely production here. It's just a bit imbalanced. Because we ship twice as many bits of steel than we do the planks, I think. And it shouldn't be that way. Like, according to the numbers, it should be more balanced. Not sure why. I might just need like a 3rd train for the planks or something. I don't know. Oh, maybe that's because the new train for bringing more logs is just getting here right now. So we needed to wait a little bit for that capacity increase and stuff. And we have just paid back over $10 million for loan. Once I get a bit more, I think I'm just gonna build like a airport and bring some people over here. Oh wait, frick. Our cities now demand more goods because they have grown, and otherwise the growth won't be as quick unless we can provide those additional goods. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's a bit messy. So like where we get the fuel from? There is one refinery on the whole map. And to supply that refinery with fuel, we need stuff from here. And there's like some oil wells. So yeah, we're gonna need to expand this train line to handle producing oil. We're going full American. Damn. Also, I might as well go the full circle and make this train line go around this side as well. Once I have enough money for that. How much is an airport actually? Passenger airfield. Oh, it's $5 million. That's yeah, that's a bit much. So I need like 8 million in total to cover both of those locations. Good news though, we can give some fuel to Hyderabad. Oh wait, we don't actually transport all of the goods, so in theory we can make a new line. So it's gonna be called 08. Wait, no, 02. Yeah, 0702 machines to Shanghai. And so we're gonna bring some of the machines over to Shanghai. We kind of need like a cargo place here though. Let's see. Truck unload stop. Yeah, this looks good. There. It's gonna be a super freaking long route for a car to take though. Regardless, we can do that. That's fine. So we're gonna need some cargo trucks. 60 kilometers an hour though. That's kind of cool. Opel Blitz. Except they're super freaking expensive. 40 and 60. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Let's go for it. Let's start with like maybe 10. 5? Let's look at our new trucks. So these ones are actually fast. They go at up to 60 kilometers an hour. Only problem though, traffic jams, and there's a bunch of like slow cars as well. So we might need to replace those, not to slow down the others. But since the roads are not super busy, it kind of makes sense. Truly. Okay, yeah, the planks are fine. The planks are fine now. My CPU is borderline melting right now. Damn, okay. Okay, and now more production can take place. So there's steel, there's planks, and we end up with the machines. If we want to, we can even expand the cargo platforms. Very chill. Just a building to the side to make sure that nothing gets lost, because this cargo, super freaking expensive, no joke. Kind of interesting to have lines that run various different vehicles from various different times, you know? I wonder if I need more like bus stops as well. Okay. And what about the public transport lines? And this one might need to be reworked a little bit. Let's see. One here, one here. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Oh no, the order is gonna kick my butt now. Oh, I'm so confused. Because like some of these go in the opposite directions now. This one. This one. This one. No, I think I'm gonna need to like rebuild them all together. I can't do this. Otherwise, it's too freaking hard to figure out what should go where. Okay, yeah, this seems good. Okay, yeah, this goes throughout the city. Makes sense. Wow. And we might need to add more vehicles as well. So... passengers. Oh, we don't actually have that many different passenger vehicles here. Oh wait, what is this? There's like hey? Nothing waiting. I don't get it. A random pop-up. I might have slightly broken the game. Also, I think with the age, like as the vehicles and stuff become older, you can also see them just getting like rustier and whatnot. It's a slight texture change, but still very much there. Okay, only 12 more million of debt. And then we are good. No warnings? Everything seems fine. Plenty of everything. Now my goal is to make the public transport kind of encourage new buildings to be built nearby. Because like if the city is gonna grow, the people will also very easily be able to get around. That should be a good thing, right? Okay, I think it's time we go like full on American and stuff. Oh wait, frick, this is still overloaded. Why? Frick, I might need another train for these as well. There. Yeah, we're definitely overloaded here. Now let's get one more of these as well. I think we're about to just run into the limits of how many trains we can actually have on these tracks. Because if we go over to this line over here, we're gonna just see one train after another coming out. And yeah, sooner or later we're about to get some like, you know, jams and stuff as trains just wait. Yeah, I think we're pretty much maxed out. Like, look. They start having to wait to split the track. I'm actually surprised that the game is still working nicely. Like, okay, I don't get smooth 60 FPS, but it's still in the high 50s. That's about as good as it gets. Also, yeah, we are making Shanghai grow slowly as well. Only problem is that we're still not transporting those machines, and I'm not quite sure why. Like, look, there's... Machines to Shanghai. Is this line even doing anything? Okay, it's losing money, and the rate of transport is kind of low. Yeah, the rate should be the same now, I guess. Now, does any other town need machines? No. Only Shanghai and Yangon, so... 94% of the goods we make is transported though, so that is at least something. Even if we transport stuff by truck, so we're not gonna make money on it because the road is just too long. I wanted to say route, but then I said road and I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, see, we just got like plus 10%. We'd still need the goods, but the goods are manufactured, like literally on the other side of the map, I think. Yeah. Probably should go for the oil first. Oh, Gaz MM. Isn't that the Russian truck? That's almost iconic in a way. Isn't there like a preview? Oh, frick, I just randomly bought it. Okay, let's add it to some random as frick route and then just let's look at the truck. Wait, this literally looks like a Ford knockoff. Get bonked, nerd. Teehee. Oh yeah, we can see that the queues start getting kind of longer. We can't really fit more than 3 trains on these tracks because one is going uphill and 2 are waiting to go past. But if we added like a third one, we'd need to extend this kind of waiting area. Oh wait, frick, no, we have a lot of track there. We could do that actually. But you kind of see how the sections work now. This is a section and this is a section. And the trains are just waiting for this one to pass, so the road is clear. Well, tracks, I guess. New. Oh, frick. Yeah, traffic jam. Oh, this is bad design. Oh, no. Yeah, I see why this design isn't good. Frick. I could make the trucks go over, like an overpass, or I could also just delete this one section. There. Fixed. Oh frick, no wait, it's still stuck at the junction. But hey, the trucks can pass, that is the perfect crappy workaround that still works. Nailed it. And we're only $12 million in debt. Oh, only 10 now. We're making a frick load of money. For real, for real. And more trucks. I kind of like that the game doesn't force you to constantly upgrade the vehicles. Like if you set up a little crappy line that has a bunch of ancient ones, you can still just leave it be. And for the most part it's gonna work, except when a faster truck is stuck behind a slower one. Then I guess it's not optimal, but you know what? It's fine. It's totally fine. Oh yeah, we actually see some of the industries closing down. See, abandoned industry. Oh wait, frick, it's abandoned. It's closing down because we're not using it. Okay. Not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, it's annoying that the trucks don't overtake one another. I wonder if that actually ever happens. Like if there is enough free space on the road. It does feel like that should happen, but instead we just have a column like this. Frick, I'm starting to think that maybe I should upgrade to something else. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I might need to, Okay, which ones use cars and stuff? This one? This one? The public transport is fine, and... You know what? Yeah, actually, frick it. Let's do this. Let's go to the lines. Vehicle manager? And, replace all vehicles. Configure maintenance. Is there an option for just upgrading them? I don't think there is. Oh. Oh, this is great. Wait. How did I even do that? I selected one and then just like shift click? No? I somehow selected all of them. Oh wait, yeah, damn. So, sell them? And copy these. 22. And then this line with 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now let's inspect the food lines. So this has a rate of 105 and this has a rate of 30. So we will want to roughly triple the amount. Maybe a bit more. Hey, look, 105 rate in both. We have that big brain, for real, for real. And we're gonna add a bit more in the way of cargo terminals and stuff. Now, I might have gone a little bit overkill, but it's okay. And now all of these are gonna be pretty fast. Noom. Can't even freaking click on it. Yeah, 40 kilometers an hour. I wonder if the game could have some sort of a tool that would tell you, hey, this is a little bit overloaded. Hey, you probably want to figure something out here. And also, yeah, I think I can actually see this train getting a bit, like, older and stuff. Rustier. And the maintenance fees are bigger, too. And our city needs goods. That's valid. Oh, we have more high-rises. They still have like 16 people living per building. Okay. And apparently this is a shopping mall. Okay, sure. This feels like almost Cities Skylines if it had just focus on transporting goods and stuff. I know there's like DLC that adds something similar. But honestly, this game feels like good enough and complex enough to compete with something like that. What a cool freaking experience. Oh, Shanghai needs construction material. So we can make construction materials from literally just like rocks and stuff. Damn, we can actually do that. Like one simple rail line that goes here. I think once we pay off the debt, I could proceed to start building out something for the oil and the construction materials. I feel like at some point this sort of central rail line is pretty much gonna crumble though. I don't know. It just feels like we're pushing more and more trains through. But for now it's fine, I guess. But yeah, we can see our growth kind of plateauing because we have more needs now. I'm also not sure about the food. Like, the additional truck should deliver it fast enough, right? Surely. Hey, we are debt free. Yeah, finally. Our house still looks like trash though. This is the Intel HQ. Finally have a bunch of value. Finally have a good bank balance. We're now a transport millionaire. And we live in a house that looks like this. Can I upgrade it? Pretty please? I don't know, I feel like Intel doesn't have an office that looks like this. But yeah, now all of the money we make, no more loan interests, is just pure profit. Except that our vehicles are so old at some point soon, we really won't be able to pay the upkeep and stuff. Like if we go to this section, there's a bunch that are like 30 years old. Damn. Actually, you know what? It's been almost 4 hours. And I'm starting to think that I could just kind of wrap up here, you know? And maybe go and raid someone. I do very much appreciate all of you dropping by. That was wonderful. So let's go and see who is on. There's Shinfei. Who else? Oh, Dreamy. Dreamy's streaming something. Persona. Yeah, let's go raid Dreamy. That sounds freaking cool. As for everyone else, I guess I will see you in another stream or video. Until later, take care and bye.